Hey, everybody. In this video let's talk about Tantra, cryptocurrency and hypnosis, how they're interconnected, how I got them combined into one name in the first place. I was on a crypto forum yesterday, and I learned a lot about friends, what's what, how it is in general. Well, if anything, I'm new to crypto. I mean, I don't get it at all. I went in there with that message. I don't know anything. Yes, I have a business, I have several businesses. I have been dealing with money for a long time. I know how to work them. But what is cryptocurrency? Here I am talking to people, I see a lot of what they're doing, who are involved in cryptocurrency, but to me it's still like... It's just not clear, is it? It's not clear at all. Like opening up a bunch of numbers that don't depend on anything, and that. I'm going for my morning run. On the morning mountain climb, up the mountain, and while coming down the mountain I decided to record you this video, because on the way back I won't have the strength anymore. The lizard is here. So let's get started. First things first, how I got it all into one name. A very interesting observation for those who are as out of touch as I probably am, don't know what it is. For me, though, some realizations have come through. So, well, it's all fresh. Bali Crypto Forum. We had one yesterday, past. Who was there? There were so many speakers there. Naturally, I didn't know anyone because I don't follow anyone. And those names don't mean anything to me. But I froze. I'm going to flip out, hold on a second. I like the pitch, I like the program. And even though it took me 5 hours to get there from the other side of the island, it was unreal. I think I'm going to die. Oh my god, why am I going there? Why would I want to do that? Every time I do something, like go to learn to ride a motorcycle or go somewhere in some other city. Unexpected. I'm sitting there, thinking, oh my god, why? Why would you do that? It was fine. You were sitting there in your villa. She was drinking coconut. Why? Oh my god. And every time I think of it that way, every time these events really... Quantum benefit happens, really some powerful insight, good acquaintances, direct qualitative growth, maybe self-development, yes, something like that. And this time, too, I've been at it for 5 hours, I'm all there, I can't do it anymore, I'm thinking, God, I'm going to have something, a panic attack, and we're going and going and going and going. Such a... Here you go. And we finally made it. Got to this forum. Naturally, I was late. It started at 11 o'clock, I got there by 3 o'clock or so. And then I looked up on the program that here's just for beginners, like, how to get started, what it is. That was the whole thing in the beginning. Apparently, the universe thought I didn't need to know that, I needed to. Here, and I got right to the... Gil Pedersel's working, Gil Pedersel's networking. He spoke English, he was translated into Russian. And what did we do? Imagine, I just walk into the hall, I had a VIP ticket there, near the stage, just planted my butt, and now stand up. I'm like, God, here I go again. It was fine. And he began his practice. I mean, it's mega some rich dude, I don't know him. And everyone there worships him. And he's so covered in these. Today he's in LA, tomorrow he's in Dubai. And everybody wants him, everybody calls him. I don't know who Gil Pedersel is. I even wrote it down on my palms so I wouldn't forget to tell you his name. I don't know. But he's mega cool. So, what started happening? He gave us the assignment that the first round was, the first level, when we just have to on command 3 minutes in the hall being in the hall, looking at each other. I mean, we stood up, everybody, there were, I don't know, maybe 70 people there. And everyone had to look at each other. Eye contact, no eye contact, whatever. So we stared at each other for 3 minutes. Then the second round we had to team up in a 3-way. That is, on his command, we joined together in threesomes of 3 and talked to each other. Who's here for what? Everyone tells you. He allotted about 3 minutes to it there, too. And the next round it's when we walk around the hall, so mixed up, and then on his command we stop. And whoever you're staying with is, like, the band. 3 to 4 people should tell who has what superpowers, I mean, who can be useful. Well, I think it's a theme that happens in all business training. I just got involved for the first time. And that reminds me. Retreat. Yoga retreat I've been to. The babies are in there. The yoga retreat I was on was just before Bali. I went there to reset because so many things had happened in my life. And I had to come to my senses somehow. Here you go. And there for 3 days we practiced tantric exercises, Tantric exercises. Well, everyone associates the word tantric with tantric sex. For me basically too, but I knew it could be something around that. And so, for those 3 days, I just brought myself. It was a very tight program there. And I could skip it, lie in the ceiling, spit. But I came here, that's all. I rented myself out. I want to, I don't want to. That's all there is to it. I'm frozen again. There's just some locals standing there. They're gonna see me with a camera. Remember what I was talking about. What was I saying? About Tantra. And there was Tantra for 3 days. Like, in the mornings, like, after breakfast, an hour or 2 of exercise. And I'm just like, well, we gotta go, let's go, so we go. All of them. So I was able to get into what it was. Anyway, what we did there on Tantra. Why am I telling you this? Because it's all one thing. Realize it's crypto, Tantra, hypnosis, money. It's all rolled into one. And now I'm telling you how it's interconnected, and how it needs to be pumped up on all these things, on all fronts. Is that what the Tantra was about? We didn't make love. It's a pity. I wish I could. I'm kidding. I mean, no, I'm not kidding. Well, that's not the point. We dance first. Who has been once on Tantra, on tantric exercises, knows that this is what happens in the beginning. That is, first, the music is simply turned on, and each person has to. Well, that's how she can dance, how she wants to dance. Well, it's hard for a person from a metropolitan area who doesn't dance normally. It's hard to move there in front of someone. Yeah, I mean, there's other people there, too. And here you have to dance. I'm just saying, okay. I mean, just dancing. And to me, that's a lot of resistance. Oh my God, I thought of something. Here you go. And then you're dancing, next level in the dance, you find a contestant, you meet eyes. Also then the next level, when you dance together and within 3 minutes you have to change the pair, a few times with one, dance then with another, and men, women, it does not matter just with whom, stop with that and dance further. There were other exercises, but let's focus on these, because we need them now, they are important. Man, there's construction going on. Let me go through it and keep writing later because it's really loud. Okay, well, you can hear it a little bit, you see, they're building a cabin over there. About Tantra. We're done, she's done, right. There were exercises like this. And so on this forum, on the Crypto Forum, when this is the exercise that happens, I'm like, this has already happened somewhere. What in general? Well, globally, yes, if you look from above, what's going on at all from a psychological point of view. I realized this a long time ago, and I think it's obvious to many people too, especially those who are engaged in spiritual practices, evolving, self-improvement, well, that's something like that, yes. The human is not foreign, they too understand and probably feel it too, and know that we all people on planet Earth are in the same field, in the same information field, with the past, present, future. There's no time. Space, the universe has no time. Past, future, present. It's hard to understand, but it's unrealistic because we humans have learned to distribute events there, but there's no time and space. How can I explain to you that it's 5 a.m. in Russia, we have 10 a.m.? I'm in the future for I'm in the future, but basically I'm in a different time, but basically I'm in the same time. But it's such a lame example because there are no others. I can't explain it any other way, this. You just have to feel it. And how do clairvoyants know what happens next? How do they know that? Because they know how to move in these layers, in space. They take time out of their head, and they see that information there, they know it. Same thing about connecting with people. Well, here's a bunch of examples. When you think about a person, you think, you hover. And then he calls you from the club. That's funny. I have a boyfriend like that. A boyfriend, my first love. There was all sorts of stuff, all sorts of stories. Well, it's not a happy love affair. There were some happy moments, but it's about me being in love and being loved and not loved, you know, like that. And so, but nevertheless, with this person somehow we have, I'm telling you now, anyway you're going to text now, some kind of connection. I mean, for 10 years this man occupied my thoughts. When I was young, maybe my first love was so strong, I don't know. I really, was going crazy. It's just that all my girlfriends knew I was crazy about this man. But when I realized, you know, the rose-colored glasses fell off me for a long time, just about 10 years, when I realized the value in myself, who I am, what I am, where I am going, my preferences, I realized that this man and I are very different, and in general, he is not suitable for me at all. Noises. Anyway, what's my point? Because we've had, like, years of 10, 8, I don't know how many. I mean, we're not communicating anymore. In total, in short, we've known each other for about 20 years. Here, we're not socializing. Well, we were there about 5 or 6 years ago. We met a couple of times. Just a coffee. When we have coffee, I realize I have nothing to even talk about with one person at all. Anyway, here's a love story. That's not what it's about. What I want to explain is this. For the last 5 years, he and I haven't even seen each other at all. And when I'm sitting there with my girlfriends, rubbing, a conversation comes up. We remember something from our student life, and we get caught up in it. We start remembering something, laughing. And you won't believe it, I literally get a text from him half an hour later. And Tanka, I miss you, let's see each other, let's meet. I was like, gosh, how does this work? I don't understand. I mean, the first couple times, I was really shocked. And then I got used to it. I mean, we're actually meeting, we're cracking up somewhere, and he texts me. I want to see you. That's interesting. Come to think of it, I mean, it's really that connected. Probably now, too. And last time I recorded a bit of some sort, saying something about it, the meaning came through too. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Now I can't get away with it. My point is that all people in the universe are interconnected. And we have skin, don't we? And if under magnification 100,000, a million times magnification, we see that we don't have a clear boundary, but molecules. And the molecules are just like this. With space or mixed with space. So we don't have a clear boundary. We have the molecules of the body, and then they're right there electrons, neurons, it's all there with space. So we still have an energy field around us. Some people have it thin, that is, molecules are held near themselves. Some people have it there, energy is radiated to all not bathed, but it can move, that is, he. That's why I was telling women about kinesiology movements for you to be present in your body, so that you don't feel stiff, but move. Because those natural odors that we also discussed in that video are your hormones, your energy, they are all in this space, in this field around you, and by moving you expand it, thus attracting the right people in your life that you need. Shit, I'm gonna talk to you guys, it's gonna be noon, and I'm not gonna make it back up the mountain at all. Let's turn around. I'll try to get the video done as soon as possible. That's a long way off. Oh, my goodness. Okay. And so moving. Boxes in the car. Now, this field here, it can be moved. I mean, physically. Yes, a man with a broad soul, they say, a man, there, the soul of the company, that's all from there, when in his rays, in his energy others are energized, like batteries from him, yes. He's like a wireless battery, and here you want to be with him, beckon to him, to this man here and there in the size of a planet. We were all interconnected on this subtle matter, on this spiritual, on this energy field, we were all in one. And people who are engaged in spiritual practices, self-improvement, self-development, meditation, going into the astral, going into this space, clairvoyance, they all connect simply to this field. They're cleaning up their minds. It's fucking hot. I'm hoping a cloud of some sort comes out as I'm climbing the mountain. Because when I go up the mountain, it's sunny all the time. I don't like the sun on the mountain. What did I say? I was talking about the general information field. Yes. So, cryptocurrency, Tantra, what is it? What the hell does hypnosis have to do with it? So, well, you hopefully understand, yes, what I'm getting at, right? What? In Tantra, Tantra, we let go of thoughts first. Here we enter into ourselves. That is, we move in this energy around us, spinning, twirling. So we're generating it, storing it, or something, which are self-recharging batteries. Then we start sharing with other people. But in Tantra, that particular moment, it was just like practicing, just learning how to do it. But if you know why you're going there, what the exercise will give you, what skill, and how you can apply it in real life, that's another thing. It's exactly the same on Crypto Forum. We first collected this energy in ourselves, saved it up, then exchanged it with other people. If you're like a mindless dummy, you have no purpose, you don't understand why you came here in the first place. But it wasn't me, because I knew I wanted to figure it out, deal with it, and well, maybe even start doing something. But I need someone to explain it to me. Because until they explain it to me, I'm not doing it. Until I fully understand it. It's not that, you know, not the details, not the technicalities, but it's the over-the-top meaning. I really don't get the point. These are also numbers, they are not controlled in any way. And people are pouring money into it. It's all completely, can I swear, fucking up. And then they put it back in there again. Or is being invested and making billions there by someone. I don't see the point at all. How does this even work? I need the top one. The topmost, that is to say, straight from the top, like a godlike view of planet Earth. And so, what do you do anyway? Can you explain it to me? That's the kind of language, until I understand it, I'm not going to fit into it. That's what I needed. And there each person has a different task. What was really nice was that everyone there is really motivated. What was the contingent like? That's pretty much what I expected. I mean, there's people of good wealth there. They each have their own business. They each make very good money. And everyone has something to share. With what connections? Everyone has been there for a long time, most on the island of Bali. Someone flew in specifically for this forum. And the real thing is this. Such a strong party, that is, strong connections, strong people, and it was cool, also so uncomfortable of course to interfere with all this, but nevertheless after a while you relax and realize that well, you need it, you need this skill, communication with people, the ability to go into this space. Not only in trainings, but also in regular real life. Man, I've been talking for 23 minutes. I thought I would tell you in 5 minutes. Realistically, well, metaphorically, let's go. Jesus, where are they all going? Alright, I guess we're gonna go to a party of some kind. And in different colors. If there are white people, black people. Alright then. To go into that space in real life with that skill. That's how. Clairvoyants are practicing spiritually. They can enter the space through trance and hypnosis. Hypnosis is the most powerful tool for entering this astral state. I'll tell you a little bit later. And the same as the tantric networking exercises where we were. When you get out to connect with people. The best part is that this dude, before he got all 70 people in, he said this is a mega cool exercise, we're going to do it now, and you're going to meet the right person. Everyone was so skeptical. Well, there was really so much air around after this exercise. I really wanted this man. I really wanted to get this one, this one, this one. And I have a special request, well, not complicated, to be explained to me. Maybe there's someone out there who can. I thought, in general, I need a girl to explain. Then I thought, oops, another C. There. Anyway, there was an incident, right on the microphone. Then the guys told me yesterday, they're both from Moscow, they didn't know each other at all. And they didn't know each other. And they were walking down the hall, eye to eye, they didn't even know what they looked like. They met in pairs when time stopped. Realized that this is them, here they are each other. They agreed in a text message somewhere yesterday that they should get together sometime. And they have actually met on this forum. They didn't know they would both be there. They say it's kind of mystical. I have. I too have met someone who will be helpful to me on one issue. But this issue has been dragging on for a long time. But man, I'm thinking, no, that's not how it works. At my request a little later, a girl approached me. We became friends. Also very good. She told me about the female crypto. Because masculine, kind of a male explanation. Well, it's obvious. That's the obvious one too. So, well, somehow they tell it, so it all makes sense. I have a different brain, a woman's brain. And I have to. The meaning, the psychology, the back and forth. And here's a girl-to-girl really cool explanation. So I'm already moving in that direction. I'm starting to realize something. That's why these X's, to be able to go out into the space to find the right people. Not just information, but people. Because all of us, it's the people who drive progress, who strive for something. Oh, find a little something. They decide everything. Here a person can be 0 rubles, 0 kopecks, but having at least one useful connection, and preferably many, he can achieve unreal at all. If those links don't exist, you have to make them. To modern man here during the pandemic, these QR codes, war, home theaters, all people are trying to, individualize or something, to close them in a cocoon, in their own, so that they stay at home. In front of the computer, in front of the TV. That's it. And they're all their joys of life were. And so that bond between people is being torn. Ripping. And with the help of the internet, TV, YouTube, TikToks, control the masses. So there is no connection between people. The toughest. And lambs like that, who are such, You know, there's a herd, it's hop, skip, run. And when each lamb is on its own, it becomes defenseless, weak in general. And that's why everything that the voice of God from above says, is considered straight. That's it, there you can scare people en masse, massively scare them. To instill something there. Anything. I mean, that's how defenseless we become. So these practices are very hard for me to do because I'm an introvert, a creepy one. I don't like talking to strangers. How could I not? Once I loved, and once I had very great accomplishments, and financial, I have a lot of connections, always had a lot of connections. And then when you start living, dating a man, and he has some jealousy, and you start restricting yourself from socializing, and that's it, and somehow you're punished and shut yourself off from the world. It's all about that home communication thing. So now I'm breaking free. And it's good when you and your partner both understand this whole philosophy and are at ease with the fact that you have many friends, many acquaintances, you share contacts, connections. That's really cool. And the cynismic jealousy, I think it's for a different category of people. Who just have nothing else to do in life but cheat or be jealous or whatever when people are spiritually close. Partners and we're not even thinking about it. That is why I sincerely wish you to find this person with whom it will be comfortable spiritually and physically, and this is a good partner with whom you can go together in the same direction to look at the same values. There I go again. How do you practice this in regular real life? As you see, if I had not gone there, to Tantra, if I had not gone to the forum, I would not even have had 30 minutes to tell you. I wouldn't even consider it. And you go through effort, because this is Tantra, for example, I really didn't like it. I've been suffering through these classes. And at that moment, there was a powerful, didn't mean to strain to say, transformation. Powerful brain transformation. When there's something he doesn't want to do. Like going for a run for the first time, also, geez, so much resistance. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow, some other time, right? Or when a person is on a diet, the same thing. Okay, there's no snake coming down. Sitting here in the shade. And walking around, forcing yourself on these things that loosen you up. You don't want to. Man, what the hell? Art master class, why would you want me to sit at home and draw? No, that's not it. It doesn't really matter. Art master class, for example, I haven't been to one yet. It's some bullshit where someone draws, doesn't draw, does something. What's the difference? What they're doing in there? There's a friend of yours at some party. You're thinking, why would I go there? I haven't seen a party at home, I'll just sit around, I'll put up with it. What's the difference? Life offers you. And as soon as you have a new variant, any meeting, any event, any action that you do new in your life, this new track in your brain branches off. You get new experiences, new opportunities. You're coming out of the matrix. For some reason, a great many people don't like to do this. Especially if you're going out and you don't like doing it. Like, I don't know. Well, somewhere to go. For example, why go there? It was fine at home. Or some new activity. Everyone on the bike. God, why would I do that? And these are the new ones. And when you work on yourself, you force yourself to push yourself a little bit further. Never, like, oh, okay, no, that doesn't work for me. Alright, bye. And back again. That's it, you have. The spirit went and then came back. All of them. It doesn't make any sense. And if you overpower yourself a little bit and let this neural connection get there a little bit, farther away, germinate, gain more experience, talk to more people. More new information, learn, hands-on, try something new to do. You have a neural network just like a new paw will grow. And it allows you to get out of this system that everyone is hammering us with. All of them. Well, where do you sit there at home in front of your computer, huh? Therefore, any new opportunity should always be utilized to the maximum. And hypnosis, it's this easy. Well, because at any moment you can, well, like any moment. In case you're thinking, here's a channel I've started posting a little bit of hypnosis on. If you can open a channel, pick up some hypnosis on a topic for yourself, turn it on with headphones and listen and work. And if you, let's say you don't perceive, well, you don't want to or You're more comfortable, exactly, yes. It's more difficult to find a good hypnotherapist. Hypnotherapist for these purposes will be a psychologist and a psychotherapist. But there's work to see for themselves. Don't really know what they want, but I mean a lot of psychologists and who became psychologists to figure themselves out in the first place. And here they're solving their own problems, self-approved, self-realized, and no, not all, but a lot to me for some reason. I see people in space, I look at them and think for some reason I became a psychologist, and then I see that a person has big problems from childhood and from modern life. Yes, I mean there's no such thing as a happy person, and he has a happy childhood, everything is good, and here he is a psychologist, and he helps people, and as if he himself has no problems. I've never seen anything like it. My breakfast is coming. These are usually spiritual practices. Who does yoga, energy? They can do that. They've really tuned themselves, their lives, worked through the past. They're in the resource now. And they can share that purity. They don't have any problems of their own anymore. Something in their brain isn't doped up, and they can. So hypnosis is a very powerful way to get into that space, into the astral, and the new neuroaesthetic is the most accessible way, the fastest way. Because, for example, to go to a new activity to do, you need to allocate a day, time, willpower. And when you turn on hypnosis, it just goes for 30 to 40 minutes, an hour, and you just spend that hour, and that's it, you go on with your business. So it's very convenient, and it doesn't replace everything I've talked about today, which is face-to-face. Of course, you will not be able to pump this biofield if you do not go out to people. I have to go out to people. But I'm starting to like it. At first it was breaking me because I've been without people for a very long time, but now I'm starting to like it. So I've said a lot of things. I will go to my mountain. Clouds. I guess I'll never get to see it. I pulled as hard as I could. Thank you all. Bye, everybody. What's the bottom line on crypto? Cryptocurrency. What have I learned about cryptocurrency? Actually, of globally, yes. I'm just saying that I like the meaning globally. This, as you know, who someone clever took once invented a financial pyramid where someone invests, someone who is higher on it earns, then the pyramid collapses, and everyone loses money there. Then a new pyramid, then all again according to the same scheme. Someone invests there, someone takes the dough, then it all collapses. Now that was, I would say, mammoth times, when all the rich people out there were just starting out. Before the internet and all that shit. There were pyramids. And now cryptocurrency. Because it's real, there are such themes there. Chess is a good game where you can think through your moves, think through your opponent's moves, analyze how he might go, what are your options, what are your answers. You can fool him. I mean, even in chess. You can go like this, confuse your opponent. He will think that you have one strategy, and you have given this figure, an expensive figure, for example, a high-ranking figure, on purpose, in order to spend there in a cunning way. Chess. It's kind of humane. Eco-friendly game. And here really there are these whales, who hold all the cryptocurrency, who invented it all, who is sucking all the dough in the world. Then there are funds, then there are traders. Well, funds are in the sense of a few traders joining together, yeah, that kind of thing. Then there are the traders who are on their own, who straight up trade every day. There's a little bit of knowledge about it. And hamsters, that's you and me walking around. There are a lot of hamsters. And they're the main food for these whales and for all the foundations. And for traders and hamsters who invest, start there. I got it, and it's all calculated. That is, all your moves, not even yours in general, I think, whatever, their whales can set, they, in general, control your actions, they manipulate your actions. That is, they can make you all massively, let's say, afraid. I mean, there's crypto flying down there, and everyone there has fear. They're selling out, and they're buying in. Then they heckle upwards. Everyone's buying, and they're selling. So what they're doing is whales, who are up there on top, above us, all of us, these are all these things. And there was such a Dmitry Ivanov on the forum. I liked him because, well, first of all, his income increased tenfold in the year. Well, that's all anyone can say. Well, I mean, he was really giving a presentation, and really I saw him in front of me, and really I can see that the man has made himself, that this is how he looks, how he thinks, how he talks, and he doesn't care at all. Well, I don't really care about everyone's well-being. No, that's not what he's saying, but I'm saying he doesn't give a shit what opinion he has. Yeah, here he is doing this and this and this and this. And he's just like this. There those. And what was his message? Yes, he gave this whole presentation so calmly, showed his income. He has a lot of subscribers, he has a Telegram channel where he just says, now let's do this. And that's what all people do. Who's signed up, they're making money and they're giving him a percentage of it. Everything he says doesn't faze me at all. We all do the same action together. A man with a lot of money. I believe him for some reason, that is strategy. Here's every one of the speakers, yes, everyone in general, who are in these foundations, bloggers, they're doing nonsense too. I would say. That is, I believe that cryptocurrency will grow because. And everyone there, the subscribers are so quick to start. I mean, it's some, studying. I don't know. I could understand today whether these are really serious people, whether they are really seriously calculating all this, or whether they're just, here they are really, whoever wants to say what they want to say. They're betting predictions. There's 4 speakers sitting on stage, and the host says, let's videotape who thinks what. It's like clairvoyance, you know, who thinks what's going to happen in 6 months, what's going to happen in 5 years. They're all saying, somebody's gonna make it come true, so somebody got lucky. Someone out there can then use that video content to back up their opinion. Oh, see, I told you. I mean, it's so random. Naturally, something can be predicted there. Naturally, those who have been at it for a long time, they have already developed their strategies. But there's a lot of nuance here. And the most important thing is that no one knows what's going to happen. How is it even? How can you put money into that, right? Well, and the main thought from all this is that trading, that is, it's just every day you fuck, earn, but probably not for me, because I have a lot of other things to do. That's what you were doing. Yoga, for example, I'm writing a book, recording vids. Not for me. But on the long term, that is, buy and invest long term, after, let's say, 2 years to withdraw. That makes sense. I'm not going to talk about the trends I learned on the forum. Well, and Bali Forum is different from others, I think, because your person has no right to lie. Because Bali is a center of spiritual development, it's a center of real energy with the cosmos, with people. I mean, all the people here are practicing, pumping themselves up. And everyone who was there on the forum, they understand and feel it all in one way or another. And the whole karma thing. And so all the information that was exactly on Bali, on the crypto forum, I believe it was that is, every person, they had their own opinion, their own strategy, how they're progressing, their own predictions there. But he said it sincerely, not with the purpose of manipulating the masses to subscribe to him some money there. No, and that's exactly what the pitch was. And a very strong forum in general. There were speakers talking, with some sort of mystical music going off into the astral in between. There were people who improvise, that is there were a few guys, a girl, who write on the stage read rap, not rap, but that's how they self-realize, their soul goes like that, and they feel like that and say their words, they go straight to the hall, they talk, they ask for some word, and they make up a rhythm for it. You can see that a person's energy flows are cleared, and they are so straightforward, and can improvise all this stuff. There was a sound girl who creates sound, and we were all sitting there, that sound listening. Generally, the sound of the universe with which the globe moves. He's got sound too. And to be able to recreate it, to connect with it, is also a whole practice that allows you to connect with this field of the common. There were all sorts of tea ceremonies, sitting there somewhere, pouring tea. There was a charity there. That is, in Bali, as I found out, oh my god, will I ever stop, it's been 47 minutes. There are women in Bali, in short, abortion is illegal here. And a woman who, it turns out. Now you see. It's not me, it's a woman. I'm talking about each other. Oh, shade. Can I go through the back? Shit. Here, now. Well, I'll be out of breath. Nothing. Women. They're not allowed to have abortions. And I hope I do. And there are a lot of women giving up their babies. They just throw them away. Thrown out right in the trash bags. Or turn them in somewhere. And such a woman who gave birth to a child out of wedlock, she is all considered missing. So if a woman has had that happen, and it happens, often and a lot of sex education is missing here. Contraceptives apparently don't really know how to use either. So it's a very common theme with kids. And a charitable foundation. There's a woman there who set up charities. I think about them that they are necessary for their owners to buy expensive cars, branded things and travel around the world. That's kind of how I've always felt about them. But my mountain. But in this case, when they ran a video about this foundation, how they build this shelter for women, would they provide them with psychological support, do everything to keep her with the child, to give, that is, to keep the child with the mother. Here, and then, anyway, there was a video. I was still skeptical about it. It was very touching. Well done, I can make a video too, it's already touching. But then the owner Tatiana came out and she's like there's 15 to 20 years in Bali, and she's why I got up and she's all about it. And when she opened her mouth, she didn't have that, give me the babosa, translate everything. I know how to use it. In general, I mean, a person is so into it, he's so into it, he's so. Well, that's her, that's the meaning of life. And she's so invested. There wasn't a single one there that we needed money for at all. But to see a man do what he does, you see a man live, you can tell what he wants. You know a little bit about people. And a very cool woman. I believe the whole story and I really admire her work. Just a little more. My point is that it is in Bali that this forum has such a magnetic, energetic power. I won't tell you anything more about cryptocurrency for now, because I'm about to start getting into it slowly. I'll create a purse. I'll ask someone I know from yesterday who's been there a while in this to help me out. And we should slowly get involved in this topic because electronic money, cryptocurrency is our future. It's you know how I had a chain of massages, and I had girls come to me and say Instagram, why are we on Instagram? I said, oh, man, this is stupid. Pictures. Who needs them anyway? What's that for? And for a very long time I resisted. A couple years, maybe. And it felt like I should have invested there earlier, in Instagram. Now what? That's what I said 10 years ago. What's it like now? Well, okay. And then it's all the same, geez. Instagram. Started Instagram. And what do you think? I live on Instagram now. Just a moment. It's right here. And my whole life is set up in a prosperous way. He's pumping money. A lot of money. And at one time I didn't believe in him. God, who needs Instagram anyway? Who cares about that anyway? Who's who? How do you make money out of it? It's unclear. Here you go. It seems to me that cryptocurrency would play the same role in my case. Because I'm exactly the same way. Jesus, what the fuck is that? But when you learn how to apply it, you have to test, talk to people, make mistakes, burn through. It's experience, you don't get it any other way. There is no way to gain experience without making mistakes. It's obvious. And here's giving yourself credit, realizing that it's going to be a costly investment in your self-education when you fuck up your money on your mistakes. And that's how I feel about it. Slowly, I think, in no hurry. What if something comes to me somehow? The third eye will open my connection, and I'll understand. Ah. Here, it turns out, is Dmitry Ivanov. How he made $380 million. I see. And I can do that now. I'm hoping it will happen in some way. Lizard. So if you have, I don't know, in St. Petersburg, I probably wouldn't dare to open it. But being here, having been on the forum, I think I'm ready. And that's what everyone will come to sooner or later, this electronic money. Some early, some late. But pretty soon, paper money. Not at all. Or they're going to be very much under the big there, there's some. Well, never mind. Because the forum said yesterday that they would be in control. Here you go. Once again, I show you where I live. Here in this villa, with no windows and no doors. A very good place for meditation, for hypnosis, for trance. Come to think of it, yeah, I wanted to finish half an hour ago. Whoever finished this video, you're great. I know you're probably as motivated as I am. But one has to reach, to deal with the whole issue. So thank you watched this video to the end. I love you the most. Just kidding, I love everyone. Miss you again. Alone has its pros and its cons. The pros are that you quantum grow, you grow self-sufficiently, you listen to yourself, you develop very quickly. But the disadvantages are that no one has put the memory anywhere, and you remember their people you love, who somewhere there is very sad. It happens in the evenings. In the evenings, at night, I often can't sleep. Turning on the meditation for falling asleep. It's the only way I can fall asleep to that muttering. Therefore, bye, people, bye. I'm never going to say goodbye to you now.